Привет всем! Это английский язык, so English me. Меня зовут Cameron. And today I'm going to talk to you guys about some things that I think are really important for taking your English from a passable level, a level where, может быть, вы можете говорить с людьми нормально в обществе, я не знаю, разговорный английский. Like just typical conversational English, how to kind of up that level because a lot of people they've studied English for a long time already. Okay, like долгое время, like a long time. And they have a pretty advanced level. Pretty means like almost, like not fully, but pretty advanced. Может быть, вы умеете, извините, читать, говорить, понимать, я не знаю, речь, английскую речь. Like you can understand English speech. But there's still a little something, a little something that is lacking. Okay, and we say lacking. I'm not sure. Я не знаю, как сказать по-русски. One second, guys. Something is lacking. Oh, sorry. Little comma there. Something's lacking. Чего-то не хватает. Yeah, like недостаточно. Something is not enough. Okay, and the something that most of the time the problem is, so that something, okay, is prepositions. Okay, prepositions in English. They are really the most important part of making good English. So хороший английский лучше, like making it better. Okay, the better the prepositions, the better the person. Как вы используете? Like предлоги, предлоги, предлогов. Как вы используете предлоги на английском? How you use prepositions, and if you use them correctly, let's say the majority of the time, okay, the majority of the time, your English will sound much better to a native speaker. To a native speaker, okay? Я носитель языка, и в Америке у нас есть много иммигрантов и другие люди, они говорят не по-английски, это не, я не знаю, это не первый язык, it's not their first language, it's not their, it's not their native language. Hold on, we say not my first language, we would say in English. Just so you guys can see, not my first language. Не мой родной. Okay, yeah. Язык, it's not their родной язык, okay? And the main point is, so as a native speaker, I deal with this a lot. Я говорю с ними часто. And the biggest difference, большая разница, the big difference is prepositions. Как они используют? Like how they use them. Yeah, are they using them correctly? A lot of people think, может быть, глаголы, like verbs, maybe verbs is the problem. But глаголы, они, может быть, попроще, чем, они очень простые, чем, they're more simple, более простой. Более простые. Like they're more simple in English than a lot of other languages. And я не вижу часто, что есть проблемы с глаголами. I don't really see it with verbs. Usually by the time a person is an advanced English speaker, they have mastered verbs. Verbs are an easy thing to them now. It's the prepositions. It's the prepositions that that always need work. Okay, they need more study. Okay, this is the big one that I've noticed. Honestly, and for example, just to give you some example of like what I'm talking about. For example, like look for something. See that? Like for is the preposition here. So if you said something like, I'm trying to think what Russians would say, like look on something. look on something звучит странно по-английски. It sounds weird. Like right away we notice this. Like я заметил. Like I noticed it right away. Oh, this person is a foreigner. Oh, they don't speak English that well. Like you hear small things like this. Or like I'm trying to say like I'm going New York. Let's say someone forgets that. I'm going New York. Звучит плохо. It sounds bad because you're missing a preposition. There should be a preposition here. So you would say I'm going to New York, right? So to like towards a place, you know? So if you miss this, и часто русские, you know, they miss this. Small stuff like this, очень маленькие вещи такие, но это заметно, like it's noticeable. It's noticeable, we say. It's noticeable. Here we go. Заметно. Yeah, it really is. Это заметная проблема. It's a noticeable problem, especially for English speakers. So it's like, think of it like you're a Russian speaker, okay? So if we говорите по-русски, like you speak Russian, right? And I say something like я говорить с люди. Or something. Это неправильно, я знаю. It's not proper, right? Like, it's because in Russian, the grammar cases, like случаи, like the like с людьми and like много книг, or you know what I mean, or whatever, or like женщин, like you have to change words, right? The words change in Russian. The words change in Russian, right? And this is quite noticeable. This is what's noticeable, you know, about the language, right? Is that everything changes so much. So my point is, in English, the verbs are important, of course, but when you have an advanced level, okay, already, the main difference between good English or pretty good English and like truly excellent English, like very good, very high level English. The difference, the big difference, большая разница, это предлоги. Эти предлоги. It's prepositions. Okay, it's the little words between everything. You know, it's to, on, at, around, in, beside, like all that stuff. And Russians, unfortunately, have a big problem with it because они разные. They're different. И, может быть, the rules are not standard. Like there's the rules change a lot. It's very irregular. It's very irregular. Нерегулярный, неровный. No, it's like it's just not typical. You know, like есть like there's no standard rules. We would say есть стандартных правил. Yeah, there's like no standard rules for all of them. This is actually a good example here. If you guys can see this, like look for, make up, put out, take off, get over. These are all the kind of things we're talking about. For example, like she needs to get over it, right? Or I need to check it out. Or like she needs to take out the garbage. Or like I need her to look after my kids. Or I am looking into finding a babysitter or something like that. Or you could say like he needs to make up for what he did. Если вы не понимаете такие фразы, это очевидно, что, может быть, вам надо учить больше. You need to study a little bit more. И предлоги, они очень важные по-английски, потому что мы можем изменить значение. Like we can change the meaning of a lot of things in English depending, зависит от таких предлогов. Like it depends on what kind of preposition you're using with it. Like for example, like I just said, depends on, right? Depends on. That's the correct, right? Like so she depends on him. I depend on them. You know, like it's always depend on, right? If you say, let's say, depend, I don't know, depend in or depend at or anything like that, звучит очень плохо сразу. И это заметно. Like it's really noticeable. You know, another one would be like guilty of. Let's see that. Like guilty of. Like she was guilty of stealing that I don't know, stealing that what's something makeup or something, right? Like stealing that makeup. She was guilty of stealing that makeup. Or I'm trying to think, accused of. This is another one. See how of is used here. So guilty of, accused of, not accused on, not accused in, not accused at. You know what I mean? Or another common one a lot of Russians struggle with is like, you could say she is studying at the university. Okay, studying at the university. She is in university. Like, какая разница? What's the difference? You know, studying at the university, это like как место, like place, you know, места, like where is it? Where is she studying? Где она, you know, изучает? But like she is in university, это только значит, like она в университете, как она студентка или что-то. Do you see what I mean? So depending on the, you know, какие предлоги мы используем по-английски, like she's studying at university. You could even say she is at university. She's at university. You know what I mean? Есть разные, есть варианты. And it all depends on what you're using. At, in, around, on, of. Do you see what I mean? It's we even have like different things like put out, take off, get over, run out of, bring up, right? For example, bring up. A lot of people maybe don't know this. Like she brought, you could say, she brings up bad topics at dinner. For example, если вы не понимаете, это плохо, потому что это очень важно знать. It's important to know that we use this all the time. For example, I bring up, we could use past tense. I brought up, let's say, their marital problems. Let's say that. Marital problems at dinner. This means to bring up something, it's like to bring up a subject. Тема, like разговора, like to talk about something, чтобы говорить об этом, рассказывать об этом. Do you see what I mean? But you need to know these kind of things, like bring up. It's not the literal sense. It's not the literal meaning, you know? Because bring up, you could say she is bringing up, let's say she's bringing up some things from the basement, for example, like literally bringing up, like carrying up. Даже я не знаю, как сказать по-русски. 1 second. Yeah. Speaking of who needs to study, я должен учиться больше. But anyway, so you could say like she is bringing up her clothes now or something like that. Сейчас она поднимает, поднимает, like bringing it up, like raising it up, like, you know, not that one, but поднимает, like bringing upstairs, you know, bringing her clothes, you could say upstairs to add more information, you know, yeah, сейчас она поднимает свою одежду, yeah, there you go, so that's my point, is it really depends on how you're using, you know, up and on and in and at and of and all these different situations and their unique prepositions they require, okay? So I really recommend really focusing on remembering the prepositions. One thing I tell a lot of my clients to help them out is think of things in pairs, okay? It's like in English, like for like if you see the word accused, it's gonna be of all the time. Accused of, like that's its own little group. It's together. Accused of, right? Guilty, right? So when you see the word guilty, you should immediately think of, because that's what goes with guilty as well. And now, let's say we have another one. I'm trying to think. kind of try to associate them together almost like take care of, right? Take care of someone. So it's always going to be of in this case. Take care of, not take care for, because that's different. There's care for, that's a different one. You see, and kind of keep them together as like sets, okay? Like pretty much like может быть очень маленькие фразы, like really small things, accused of, guilty of, take care of, care for, bring out, take out. There are so many in English, and it's very important that if you want to take your English from pretty good to really good, really excellent, this is the most important thing, is nailing those prepositions, making sure you get them right, using them correctly in the right situations, in the right time, in the right combination of words, okay? Я знаю, что это сложно, но, может быть, это самый важный пункт. It's the most important point when it comes to making your English just that much better, okay? So this is for the advanced learners out there. It's for everybody who's who has a pretty good level and wants to just really make their English sound a lot cleaner and a lot better, okay? So coming from a native speaker, this is what I see it as, okay? And this is how I always feel. So anyways, guys, that's it for today. Definitely check out our YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, check out some of our other videos. I'm going to be making a lot more content in the future, so stay tuned. Okay, guys? All right, спасибо большое и до свидания. See you guys.